A beautiful day with Shereen Masoud Husain. She is chairperson of Masoud Khaddarposh Trust. आज हम उनकी सक्सेस स्टोरी उनसे सुनेंगे. So I can foresee that we are going to have a beautiful conversation today. Welcome, ma'am, to One on Incredible Women platform.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
We are quite honored today.
I didn't know that this place existed, but I'm so glad that I found you people.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's honor, in fact. So I would like to start this conversation with the story of Shereen Masoud Husain.
Yeah, there's not much to the story. My inspiration, and I think what I am today, is because of my father. He brought us, the way he brought us up, जो हमें तरबियत मिली, जो तालीम मिली, and I'll just share with you that, you know, my ibtidai education, my schooling when I was little was all in Urdu medium school. और मैं टाट पे बैठ के पढ़ी हूँ. Madrasa Banat was one of my schools. So from there, I have moved on. My basic education was in Urdu, in government schools. And then my father was sent abroad, and that's when I went with him in 57, 58. And that's where I went to an English school, learned English, then came back and then went into an English medium school. और फिर मैंने Conned, and I'm a graduate of Conned, and also
it's quite inspirational story. Like college. You started your journey of life from a school where you sit on the top.
Yeah, Urdu medium.
Oh,
in
yes.
1960s, 50s, what did you have in government schools?
Oh, yes, sure.
My father was the secretary of Punjab, and he used to work. His office was in the secretariat. और सेक्रेटेरिएट के साथ एक गवर्नमेंट स्कूल था, तो he said कि तुम उधर चली जाओ. So we went. I was there. So I think, you know, it was a wonderful experience, and then from there to graduate on to Conned and go to England and then learn English there and study there for 2 years. I was there, so it's good.
And how did the idea of Masoud Khaddarposh Trust start?
The idea was not mine. मेरे जो वालिद साहब हैं, he was always a great exponent of mother tongue. And he believed that education should be in the mother tongue. And he used to say कि जेड़ा माँ बोली नू भुल जाए, वो कखा वंगर रुल जाए.
How beautiful.
So he promoted that. He said कि जी बलूचिस्तान में, फ्रंटियर में, सिंध में सारी जगह मादरी ज़बान सिखाते हैं, पढ़ाते हैं, उसमें एजुकेशन भी होती, तो पंजाब में क्यों नहीं है? तो उन्होंने वो एक मूवमेंट शुरू की. After he did, in fact, while he was in service, he was an ICS officer. He one of the few Muslims to join the ICS, the Indian Civil Service. Then he opted for Pakistan and so on, and then he started this, and you know, it became a passion with him. और फिर उनकी एक ये dying wish थी कि जब मैं, in case God forbid, you know, when after he's gone, he didn't want that momentum to finish. तो उन्होंने फिर अपनी सारी जायदाद वक्फ कर दी to the trust.
Oh, that's
so
great cause.
We made the trust after he passed away in 1985, and since then we've been running it, and it's a private family trust. All the money comes from the trust. और हमने उस वक़्त 1986 में we had our first award ceremony, और it was basically formed for the promotion of Punjabi language, literature, culture, and arts.
Oh, that's great work.
And
so here I would like to ask your first memory of Masoud Khaddarposh Trust.
First memory was that when we had our first event, and we sent out letters that we were going to hold competition, book awards. We were basically going to give book awards. So आप भेजें अपनी किताबें in various different categories, and we only had about 5 or 6 submissions, and we were shocked because उस वक्त कोई नहीं लिखता था पंजाबी में. And but I can tell you this, that I think the Masoud Khaddarposh Trust has made one of the largest contributions to the Punjabi language, in the sense कि आज हमारे पास 70 से ज़्यादा किताबें आती हैं.
Oh, that's great.
And not just poetry and prose, but we have jankari, religious and 7 children's stories. We have 7, 8 other categories.
Undoubtedly, you're doing great work through your trust. What are some of the key initiatives of your trust?
Key initiatives. Hamare basically the initiative is to recognize and respect and recognize the poor Punjabi writer. Because अगर आप देखें तो सारे जो पंजाबी राइटर्स हैं 90% वो बेचारे बहुत पसमानदा और गरीब लोग हैं.
Right.
उनको कोई पूछने वाला नहीं है, उनके कोई बुक्स छापने वाला नहीं है.
बिल्कुल ऐसे.
So those are the people that we have lifted out of that level. In fact, we initially also accepted मुसवदास जो उन्होंने घर में अपने हाथ से कागज़ पे लिख के किताबें रखी हुई थी. We accepted those also. We had held a competition and we would publish those books for them.
And you used to hold this award ceremony every year.
Every year we have
Under Masoud Khaddarposh Trust.
Trustee Award. The first one was in '86 and the last one was I think last year or this year.
So what are the future prospects?
देखिए, future prospects is that we need to make the Punjabis aware of the fact that this is your mother tongue and you should speak it. I mean, if you're not speaking it here, but we speak it at home, I speak it with my son, with the servants, with everybody and some of my friends. So ये एक हमारी ज़बान है, हमें इसके ऊपर फ़ख्र करना चाहिए और हमें बोलनी चाहिए और हमें क्या कहूँ, जैसे बलोची हैं, सिंधी हैं.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि हम अपनी ज़बान के लिए कुछ काम करें.
जी, हमारे प्रेशर से ही तो ये आपका पंजाब इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ लैंग्वेज एंड लिटरेचर एंड आर्ट्स बना था, परवेज़ इलाही साहब ने बनाया था, विच इज़ अ बिग स्टेप फॉरवर्ड. बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली उसमें कुछ वो काम नहीं हो रहा जो we had envisaged, and we thought that it will happen. But it's there. It's at least there is a symbolic structure that says it's Punjab Institute of Language, Literature and Arts.
So Masoud Khaddarposh Trust is also publishing books too. So this is publishing house too. For the revival of Punjabi language and to encourage the Punjabi writers and all that.
There are writers who can't afford to publish books. We publish books for them because most of them are living on poverty line. So
and you're working on the revival of heritage too.
जी, we are trying. वही ना, Punjabi heritage, Punjabi culture, Punjabi literature, Sufi kalam. We have all Punjab Sufi recitation competition every year amongst schools and colleges. But from the surrounding, from all over Punjab they come. Not from government schools, from schools far away that I've never even heard of. They come and they take part. और आपको अंदाज़ा नहीं है कि वो, I mean, the children and the talent and the passion is so nice to see them.
So your favorite moments at Khaddarposh Trust?
Favorite moments? I don't know. I don't really have any favorite moments.
What do you really enjoy while sitting there?
It's actually, I really enjoy the singing competition, seeing the children coming from so far away and coming and singing, and they have had no formal training. कोई उनको सिखाने वाला नहीं, उनकी अपनी
with the good voice
and the kalam पढ़ते हैं. There was a girl I remember, actually nobody can forget her. She came from Sargodha. She was about 10 years old and she came in the heel singing competition. जब उसने शुरू किया ना, she started और the रोंगटे खड़े हो गए थे. She was so good. I've never heard a child like that. And then she came back again. Then we introduced her to Radio Pakistan वगैरह, so that they could use her. So it was amazing.
आपका favorite Sufi song कौन सा?
So Bulle Shah is my favorite. And we have many little sayings that my father used to say. और वो उसी से ही हम बड़े हुए हैं, उसको सुन के, that is the तर्बियत. This is where the तर्बियत comes in. He used to say, रुखी सुखी खा के ठंडा पानी पी, ना वेख पराई चोपड़ी, ना तरसामी जी. So
beautiful.
That is our life and his philosophy all his life as a government servant, as an ICS officer. And he instilled it in me and my sister.
I can see here during this conversation कि poetry के साथ आपका एक लगाव है और पंजाबी.
मेरा लगाव है, देखें मैं बेसिकली आई एम अ वर्कर and I administer and I work for the trust. As such, I am not a Punjabi writer. I'm not a Punjabi poet. मैं तो कहती हूँ कुछ भी नहीं. So, but I am carrying his mission. We are carrying the family. Myself, my husband, my son, my sister, her family, her children, her husband. We are all trustees. We are carrying his mission forward. ताकि वो रह ना जाए. जब तक हम जिंदा हैं, वो मेरी वालिद साहब की जो ख्वाहिश थी कि मेरी पंजाबी का कॉज ना ख़त्म हो जाए, वो कॉज हम आगे ले जा रहे हैं.
बहुत खूबसूरत काम आप कर रही हैं और आप इतना खूबसूरत बोल रही हैं कि मेरा दिल कर रहा है कि मैं आपसे ये कॉन्वर्सेशन जो है ना इसको करती रहूं. सो लेट्स टॉक हियर अबाउट कभी गाना भी गाया ये सब?
नहीं
पोएट्री और कॉम्पिटिशंस
नहीं, कुछ नहीं किया. आवाज़ नहीं गा सकते बिकॉज हमारी फैमिली में ही फटी हुई आवाज़ें हैं.
Okay.
So forget it.
So let's talk about your favorite me time moments.
Me time.
जी, जब कभी आपको लगे कि you have to sit alone and you just spend time with yourself.
When I'm spending time with myself, I've started painting. So I just love to sit and just paint and finish whatever I'm doing. And I love sort of just sitting over my desk and doing little intricate work. I love that. My whole of lockdown was spent like that, making paintings, making sketches, making drawings. So I love that.
So I can see that you must love reading too. So reading books.
Yes, I love reading books, but unfortunately I've not had the opportunity to read too much because there's so much going on in the office, in my work, and then my painting. And I did so many online classes कि मैं सुबह से लेके शाम तक सारा वक्त I was, like I did calligraphy, I did Islamic geometric patterns, I did pencil drawing and sketching. I was नाम ले मैंने ऑनलाइन कोर्स किया था.
So मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि
बुक्स में से आपको बताना चाहती हूँ कि कौन सी वो किताब थी which I read and it had a really great effect on me. It was the Empires of the Indus. Empires of the Indus. And it was an amazing story, a historical narration of what happened from the beginning of कौन आया, कौन गया, क्या हुआ, who conquered and who lost, all from the beginning of Indus River all the way to the top. And I forget the name. I read it about a few years ago, and it was amazing. It was just amazing. It actually gave me the real history of this region.
That's so great. So I would like to ask you at the end if you can give any message to the women.
My message to the women is, I think that, staying within, Islam gives us a lot of rights. And we can't say कि इस्लाम ने हमें ये हकूक़ नहीं दिए हुए. इस्लाम आया था तो औरतों को हकूक़ मिले थे ना. तो आप इस्लाम के दायरे में रह के, you should fight for you should live your life, because we have all the rights. We have the right to work, we have the right to fight in battle. So, take it from there and not to look at Islam in a negative sense, that it is negative for women. It's very positive. You have to look at it in a positive way. I listen a lot to Javed Khamdi, and if people listen to him, they would realize कि औरतों को इतने मर्दों से भी ज़्यादा हकूक़ थे in so many cases.
So you must be having a number of proud moments in your life. If you can share any one of them today.
Proud moments. I think the most proud moment in my life was when my son was born. I think I just felt, it was really amazing to, bring another person into this world.
So what sort of mother you are?
I don't know. They say I'm a
So are you a very strict mother? Are you very soft?
No, my son is married and gone off. पता नहीं कहाँ है वो. So no, I believe in being strict. He's the only child, but I was very strict with him. मैंने कोई उसे spoil नहीं किया, और he turned out perfect, he turned out very good, and I'm very proud of him. और माशाल्लाह बस सब जैसे मेरे वाले साहब ने मुझे बड़ा किया वैसे ही कोशिश थी कि मैं उसको बड़ा करूं. And obviously there is always a generation that, you know, there is a generation gap. So I did as much as I could, and I'm very proud of how he turned out and how everything turned out.
At the end, I would like to wish कि खद्दरपोश ट्रस्ट ऐसे काम करता रहे जैसे कर रहा है और आपकी नक्शे कदम पर और लोग भी चलें.
To the revival of heritage. Passion.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a sadqa jariya for my father, which I'm doing. Okay, so I'm following it, and I will do it till the end. And then there are other passions. Traveling is a passion. I love to travel. I've traveled to 64 countries in this world. So I travel at the drop of a hat. मैं हर चीज़, हर पैसा, हर कुछ उसी पे ख़त्म कर देती हूँ. मैं ना कपड़े बनाती हूँ, ना ज्वेलरी बनाती हूँ, ना कुछ करती हूँ.
So you're born beautiful. Thank you very much for this conversation. It was really great time, but due to short of time, we have to just
I think, you know, there's a lot more that can be said, but yes, for the women, it's follow your dreams. That's it.